But that doesn't matter because this is episode 125 of the download queue each and every week at twitch.tv/download queue. Random times, random places, things are weird. I'm out of town next week. We don't talk about it. Kyle's dying. This episode, we're catching up on some news we missed. Bethesda is in a shakeup amidst the Xbox story that is currently happening, the Xbox saga that is currently happening. I have finally rolled credits on Marathokopia months after launch, and it's finally time to talk about Marathon Season 2, the updates that have happened. We were midway through the season, aimlessly looking ahead at the future, what Season 3 holds. Before we get to that, Kyle, how are you doing, sir?
Doing good. It's been a killer weekend. It's not as hot as it is over there. It's in the 90s in California, but somehow the Midwest is hotter. Crazy.
All on fire.
But been a lot of gaming. Still working on the Black Flag achievements. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to 100 complete it before like my month trial is up. I'm just doing the fleet missions to send them out to get furniture and art pieces so I can hang them up in my mansion. So that's what I'm doing right now. Log in, send my ships out, wait for the timer to go down, sometimes 15, sometimes 45 minutes, and then I just move on. So that's where I'm at with Black Flag. What a fantastic game. 70 hours. Crazy. Just stacking up time in that thing. But other than that, been pretty chill. How about you?
I was going to ask you
this week.
Nothing to ask you this week. I was going to ask you because I saw you get on. I think it was yesterday, and you were still on Black Flag. And I went through your achievements. So like, is he going for the hundo? Is he going for that nice, crisp, fancy new 100% little color fadeaway they do on your profile now?
Yeah. I need to commit. Like, if I spend this next week actually like just doing that, and I think I can. You know, I think I can get it before 2 weeks. I think I can get it within by next episode. It's right there. It's just the time gate of you have to send specific ships out to do specific missions, and then it's randomized what items will generate on that mission. So like you see before you select it, but every time the mission regenerates after you complete it, it's like new resources you get. So you're just waiting for an antique, waiting for a painting, and I have 6 more slots overall in the mansion. If I can get that, I might commit and beat all the legendary ships.
Good. Walk on.
Find a burning ship and sit on the chair. You got to sit on this. You got to go down with the ship. Essentially, that's one of the achievements.
Classic.
I haven't found a burning. It's silly stuff like that. It's right within reach. So
you got time. You got a week to figure it out. I need to start this episode with a complaint towards Mother Nature.
Oh.
Fuck wasps.
Wow.
Fuck bees. I'm sick of it.
Yeah. And they help us, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's like, I had this issue, okay? My house infested. Don't know why. I've had exterminators out here twice. We've gassed the house, done the shit. I have sleepy wasps. They're not live, flying. They're like drugged out, just walking. They can't fly, they can't do shit, and they just show up on the floor. Like, this is the cross I bear. So let me tell you, last night, at 4 a.m. when I'm sleeping, and I wake up to an extreme sharp pain in my inner arm, I'm like, oh, what the fuck is that? This doesn't feel good. And I'm like, half asleep, swapping my pillow away, and I'm like, damn, now my finger hurts. What the fuck? Got a wasp in my goddamn bed, stung the inside of my arm, stung my finger. I don't know if you can tell on camera. This thing's swollen like a mother. I can't bend it that much. I'm like, these sons of bitches, my guy. I've had enough. Like, this is the nicest, like, the best idea of how this week has been. Just ending it off being attacked in the middle of the night. That could have been my last sleep. I'm not allergic, but it could have been. You don't know what they could have done. Could have been more.
Yeah, that could have been real bad. Man, that sucks. Wasps terrify me. I don't like wasps.
Yeah. Like I said, they're usually fine because they're not like fully there. They don't fly. They can't do anything. But I'm like, why are you still in my house? It has been years.
You finally were able to climb up onto the bed. They're like, we're gonna get them.
We've had enough of you gassing us out.
You thought I was dead. This is where all of me. This is where all my family.
I'm taking it as revenge.
There's a story right there. Yeah.
I'm taking it as revenge of an eventful week. Have you seen my threads? I became a cold-blooded killer last weekend, and it has like mentally fucked me up since. And I'm taking it as revenge from the earth of what I did. Because when I tell you, Kyle, last week Saturday, I'm outside mowing, doing my thing.
Yeah, this is awful.
Awful. I need to share it with the world to commit my crimes. This is my... What do they do in the church when you sins, whatever the hell? Doing my thing.
Confession,
thank you. I'm not that guy. Doing my thing, mowing.
I was almost a pastor. I can take your confessions.
Were you perfect? Even
I
better.
can take your rights. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm outside mowing, doing my thing. Hotter than shit. And I do my little turn. I flip around to go back up. And I look up and I see the most graphically horrific image that will be burned into my mind, otherworldly movements from a creature I have ever seen in my life.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense because you did an awful thing.
It did nothing. Turns out, ran over a rabbit, baby rabbit, which not even, like, my grass isn't deep. It was like, I have a stump in my front yard. It was like hanging out beside, and that's what was overgrown. And I'm like, oh no, immediate tears. Walked away from the mower, literally sobbing across the yard. Had Hannah come deal with this thing. She told me that I essentially like scalped the top half of its head off. I was like, no, absolutely not. I had to get rid of the evidence. And it went 4 days before I saw another rabbit in our backyard, which I have like 10. I have a whole family that lives back there, and I've just betrayed their trust. I've ruined.
They were mourning, yeah.
Exactly. And it was still Thursday till I saw the first one back. I'm like, oh, you know what I did. I understand if you want to leave my house.
Well, Obsidian, if you're looking for more updates for Grounded,
Bunnies.
idea 1.
Animal
Lawnmower that scalps animals near you.
Like Animal Farm? What is it? Pet Cemetery?
That's crazy.
That'd be a wild
that
Halloween
stuff happens,
update.
you know, it's life, right? That happens, but man, that sucks. It's good.
It's been a rough 2 weeks for me over here, but that's fine. I'm going for SummerSlam next weekend, so we will not be here. But Kyle,
I like how this was 2 weeks ago, and you still made us relive it.
I need it lives in my mind. I'll be sitting on the couch and it just pops in my head of like how that thing was moving. Not my favorite.
Yeah. See, this is where you now need to invest in security cameras outside so you can get the footage. Not to see obviously the rabbit, but just to see like the moment, and you just walk away, be like, "Oh no, there it is."
It was rough.
Yeah, because that's sad. That's awful. Goodbye, little bunny. Hope you haunt that hallowed ground you lie upon.
It probably is. They got a little like fairy mushroom circle out back that they hang out around. It's weird, but
Yeah. Hey.
that's weird over there. We're moving on
to
scheduled programming. I want to start with this was, as mentioned, a part of the Xbox shakeup. Shortly after the fact, we had differing views on what all this means. But on July 17th is how long this has been. We got a note from Bethesda Game Studios, kind of just giving a red carpet rollout where the studio is at, how they are feeling after the layoffs, what was affected, where their plans are going forward. Bullet points include Starfield is continuing. Over 17 million players, logging almost 1 billion hours to date. They will be preparing to launch new Starborn content next year. More than 40% of players already customize their experience through creations, and will continue investing in creators and giving players new ways to make Starfield their own. Future of Fallout has been talked about, which is one of the main points here. Fallout 76 will continue, millions of players. A major Fallout expansion planned for next year. Raven Rock, which is a prequel story to Fallout 3. It talks about Fallout 4 sales numbers, as well as the big announcements here. Fallout 5 is officially in development. Fallout 3 Remaster has officially been recognized and confirmed, as well as a Fallout New Vegas Remaster are on their way down the pipeline. And unless I'm reading it wrong, the way this reads, these announcements aren't counting the Obsidian Fallout. That is its own separate thing. So 4, Fallout projects coming to your consoles relatively soon in the near future, which has me both worried and excited. And then we got the follow-up. Confirmation for the 5th time that Elder Scrolls 6 is the next big project with Fallout, or Elder Scrolls 6, the next big project with Fallout 5 following after. Bethesda, making moves.
Dude, Starfield. Love to see it.
Hanging on, new content.
Yeah, the Starboard content, what is that? What is it? You know, I hope it's we'll see how story heavy it is, how much it changes the end game stuff, and if it has more meaningful stuff. But other than that, Starfield is great for what it is, and it leans heavily on creations, which is really cool. There's a whole orbital drop ship, or hell, like basically like you can call drop pods down with a mod. There's a whole fleet mod where you can, you know, get 5, 6 ships to fly around with you and do big space battles. There's just the amount of stuff that they can do, you could do as a creator with mods, and that is really cool. And that's what Starfield's built for. So we'll see what that is. I worry what it is, you know, because this is a lot of content overall. This is a lot of stuff. And to me, this sounds like, hey, look at what the studio's doing. Anyone want to support them? Maybe anyone want to buy them? Look, we got a lot in. Look at all the people that are ready for our stuff. I don't know. It's a lot of hearing what we'd want to hear, what I'd want to hear. And that's the same thing Sarah Bond already did. And then everything got bad again. So I'm just like, all right, I mean, we'll see. Like you said, it's a lot of Fallout. And like, what is a Fallout 3 and New Vegas remaster? Have those already been working on? You know, so they're farther along, or are they, all right, let's get them out the door as fast as we can. So what is it going to be? A reskin? Like a remake? Like, I don't know, you know? So I just have more questions. It seems more, we got to let people know we're okay than like anything else, but we'll see. I mean, this is clearly Xbox coming in, Microsoft coming in saying you have to do things, right? I mean, but Obsidian is getting a Fallout. That's not a part of this specifically. So I think I feel a little more like cautious about this all. But I would love another Fallout 5, or I would love Fallout 5. I would love that sooner than later. I can't get into Elder Scrolls. I try and I just can't. So I prefer a Fallout 5 over Elder Scrolls 6, but I don't know. I just don't think that's anytime soon. So very tricky position I feel in with this. I think there's more being said, obviously, than they're saying.
Yeah, so to break it down, Fallout 3 Remaster is like the one I have the most faith in, because that was the other one that was part of the court documents before, right? Like when we got the when we got the first inklings of like the Oblivion remaster or remake, that was tied in with there, and they're supposed to be similar in release scale and scope of what they were, which obviously that's changed over time. I am assuming that it's the same studio who did those remasters for Oblivion is doing 3 in New Vegas. I don't think Bethesda would take that on in-house, especially with them having experience already doing it with Oblivion. Would make the most sense to me. New Vegas is the one I'm curious about, though, because that wasn't mentioned before, and that one feels more like shit, people kind of like New Vegas more than us. The TV show did really good with New Vegas, so let's put this out first. Or like... It's just weird of how you have both of those in the works. How are you going to stagnate the releases? Are you going to have one for Fallout Season 3? Do it that way and have one else just drop kind of early next year? Like, when do you scatter those about to have a shorter window between... Obsidian's Fallout would be the next main one after, because Elder Scrolls 6, then Fallout 5. But even then, like, realistically, we've seen the development time of Avowed. We've seen the development time of Outer Worlds. How far out do you realistically see we get Obsidian's Fallout? Because to me, we're in 2026 now. That's a 2030 at the absolute ballpark earliest.
Yeah, because I remember reading rumor Obsidian, they were working on sci-fi, something that was not Outer Worlds and wasn't Avowed. They were also working on Avowed sequel, but it was like a something different. So I feel like they were like kicking around ideas that wasn't Outer Worlds. That was very like they were basically like getting ready to make a Fallout, and now boom, here they're going. Not saying that they were always going to, but maybe they always were, and it just wasn't announced yet. I could see Obsidian going and making the remaster for New Vegas, a remake, and making it from the ground up with their new engine with Avowed and whatever they're doing with that. Remaking a New Vegas and then going straight into New Vegas 2. So you get a remake and they can kind of add stuff and know they're going into their sequel next. Like that could be one way for them. We know Avowed 2 is on the back burner now, which is sad. I think, man, a sequel to that could have been what Assassin's Creed 2 did for Assassin's Creed, right? I think Avowed was great, but a little more, and you can really make this something special. So I'm really bummed that Avowed is getting pushed. But that makes me think maybe, do a quick remaster, get the engine up and running for Fallout New Vegas, and then boom, go run with New Vegas 2.
The Avowed 2 stuff is, I don't want to say the biggest thing for me. Like, it sucks to see. They according to Bloomberg reports, they do have like a skeleton crew working on it still. But what that actually
dead in the water yet.
turns into, or if it even does, that'd just be like, we have nothing else for you guys to do. You can keep working on this. Which to get that Assassin's Creed to Assassin's Creed 2 jump, like you said, it needs more than bare minimum being put into it years on. Like,
yeah. Interesting note: Fallout's 30th anniversary is next October 23rd, 2027. So that gives them. It's also in Washington D.C. They're not doing a Fallout Day direct this year. They're saving it for that for next year. So you'd assume, hey, there's your runway. You have a year and a half from this moment to get a Fallout 3 out the door. So maybe that's also what maybe it's all hands get this good remaster out and go. But yeah, I don't think we'll see a new Fallout game until then, outside of 76 and such.
Yeah. Which that makes that anniversary happening. If that's October, I could see, I don't know if they would push it that much, but that would be a place to drop one of the remasters then, and then have the New Vegas or whatever for Fallout Season 3, whenever that launches. Because then, by then, that's looking 2028. You would assume they'd be getting ready to wrap up Elder Scrolls. And then they have their runway path for their releases for next gen at that point. If that happens still, that's all up in the air. None of this makes sense, and it's hard to even predict anymore.
Yeah, well, I think Elder Scrolls 6 is a launch title and exclusive. It's going to be on PC at the same time, so they're not losing as much money. I just think that is a Helix launch exclusive that you can also get on PC if you do Xbox PC. It might even be Xbox exclusive, not Steam. Like, they might cut that out for a little bit, but because like this Helix thing, I buy an Xbox game, I bought a First Light, I could play the PC version through Xbox, right? Like,
yep,
that's what they're doing. So yeah, I think Elder Scrolls is held until that console launch, because man, they're doing exclusives. That's the future we're going back to.
The roll of the dice. I will say with this, something I'm kind of surprised by as far as like fan reaction, especially with how people are with PlayStation right now. I was expecting a lot more pushback from the vocal minority of this kind of being Xbox's first. You guys need to make this now. We're not doing the free reign development in your studios. Like, we're telling you now, this is what we're going to do.
I think the messaging has been so positive outside of the layoffs, right? I think people, when you hear good stuff, I think people have goodwill. I think there's enough goodwill, whether it's justified or not. I don't think it's as justified as it is. I think people just are like, oh yeah, and you're hearing what you want to hear. More Fallout, awesome. That's what we want. For the people who want Starfield, awesome. Future Fallout, like, you're hearing what you want. I just think people are just drinking the copium a little bit on this because it's Bethesda, and you're kind of, they're free from, they're not being held by Microsoft, where in fact they actually might be. But you know what? Like, if you get into it, like, sometimes having like bumper rails bowling helps you get a strike, Not saying Starfield was a butterball. That's bowling if that analogy fell through. I don't know.
I hope with all this happening that on the back end of things, it's not also things need, they're given dates of when the stuff needs done. Like, I hope the stuff isn't rushed. Because the Fallout 5 being rushed out isn't going to land as much as people want a new Fallout to be here. You know, like,
Yeah.
not saying Starfield was a big failure, but like, I feel there's going to be a little more questioning and viewing from the outside of what the next big thing from them is, rather than the general, oh, it's Bethesda, it's going to be a great game type thing, you know? Like, some of that
I'd
needs to
worry
be
more
earned
for
back.
Elder Scrolls, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Elder Scrolls might be suffering a little bit from what Starfield suffered from, was just scope. It's like, we can do this. We can let the players hold thousands of sandwiches on their spaceship. And that's just one little part of Starfield, right? So you don't need to do all that. You could have scaled down a little bit, not endless planet. So I wonder what Skyrim, where Skyrim went too far. Because I think they went too big in one way and now they're trying to rescale it all. Fascinating.
It's interesting to see what these games look like. What was learned from
It'll be a
Starfield?
post GTA, a post Fable world too, for like Elder Scrolls. Like, what is that open world gonna be? Because Starfield was bad in that regard, like being an open world game, like having things happen around you. It felt like a Westworld, you know, amusement park, very static, which is fine for what it is. But
What's the
GTA ain't that?
No, that's the scale again. Like, it's not
walking down the
multiple
street,
planets.
someone runs at you. Exactly.
Fable.
What's the right choice?
Fable's the one I'll be looking at for that, of what they steal from. Because as far as like region scope and thematically setting, like, that would be the closest, obviously. GTA can do its own thing. Like, they have, it doesn't matter what they do, but Fable will be the one of what is that game plan sort of look like right now. It's been a while since The Witcher, even. Cyberpunk was its own entirely different thing. Like,
we're getting Witcher 3 DLC before Elder Scrolls 6. I don't know if it'll come out before. Oh no, it will. That's crazy.
I need to play that still. One day.
Yeah, we should commit at some point together.
I'm down. I've tried too. I just gave up because I got pissed off at a boss.
I was saying, and then we just had to push through and actually use like the oils on the swords. Apparently, you do that. You know that?
No.
Coat your sword with stuff. Apparently. Anyways, that's another game.
Another game. Yeah, Bethesda.
Yeah, no, I'm intrigued to see what the next update is. With the Bethesda thing, I don't think we're gonna be hearing much from them for a while. I don't think they'll have anything in the direct, like dev direct. So we might be, next year. Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Online, totally different. They got gutted, so like who knows how they're gonna be doing updates now. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what comes next from them. The Starborn stuff could be in the dev direct. That's a Starborn update for Starfield. That would make sense. That's the only thing.
I think that's just like a 2 p.m. Twitter post. But
don't do that. No, it's not.
No,
okay. If they do a good update, it's not.
I think it's going to be a while.
If they make it a good game,
I think it's going to be a while before we hear from Bethesda again. Like, this feels like, as you said, it's like, hey, we want to be sold off and look at all these things we're doing. This feels more like we're shutting the lights off and going mute for the next foreseeable future until we have something worthwhile of showing. Because even saying like 76, the next big expansion is next year, like, they're going to be talking about that for the rest of the year. Like, I feel they're going
TV
dark.
Show.
Yeah, no TV show. And that would...
There's no Fallout Day celebration this year. Yeah, they're going dark. Perfect dark.
Bring that back. For the 4th time. Gross. Yeah. Bethesda updates. Again, that's something, it's early mid-July now at this point, but something that we skipped, did not fit in run of show leading up to it, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Definitely something that I feel will show Xbox's cards going forward of what their release schedule looks like, where those games fit in as we look towards 2027. But for now, Kyle. Marathokopia is back months later. The game duo that rivaled the likes of Oppenheimer but didn't blow up on socials as it should have.
I was like, yeah, did it do that?
Should have been. Should have. Marathokopia returns.
I just watched Oppenheimer last week. What a movie, man.
For the first time?
That's crazy that I haven't seen it yet. What a crazy, that's crazy how good it is. And it's just watching some people make a bomb and screw him over about it.
Yeah.
And it was so damn entertaining. Like Christopher Nolan, dude, I'm so excited for the Odyssey. Next year. Yeah, next week I see that.
It's
70
good.
millimeter IMAX, dude. I'm so stoked. But
It's good.
Speaking of Oppenheimer, yeah, it's crazy, man. Watching explosions, like, why is this so good? Why am I so riveted?
You missed out on the theater experience of that, the silence when shit happens, when it goes off and the silence just goes, the theater just goes completely not a breath, packed theater, and you can't hear a thing, and just that eerie second. Good, still good.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, who would have thought? Anyways, Marathon and Pocopia.
Marathokopia.
Our Barbieheimer.
Marathon season 2.
Start
Marathon. Halfway through season 2, looking for season 3 in September. We've gotten the mid-season update, including Vault Breaker, which is their solo group experience, PvE experience into Cryo Chamber in
Archive.
God.
Cryo Archive.
Cryo Archive. The cold place, the end game map with all the vaults and things to explore, puzzles to solve, whatever it is. Their attempt at getting players more familiar with that concept. I've ran a few, you've ran a few. How are we feeling with this update? Has it changed anything? Have they accomplished their mission of making people more familiar with Cryo?
Okay, I think you're gonna got people to play the game because the answer's still
That's
no.
not happening.
No, it will. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I have taken a pretty big break from Marathon, really due to Black Flag. So it's been over a month. I've hopped into a couple times. I've hopped in a couple times, played a round or two, but usually it ends in frustration and understanding I have to put in a little more effort and time in this moment, and I didn't want to do in those times, right? I didn't want to play Marathon because I asked so much. So I was looking forward to this mode. Played a couple times. First one's really sucked, and I do want to talk about it because I think if you have not played the game at all and this was your experience, wow, Marathon just added a PvE mode. Let me hop in and try it, okay? My first experience playing Cryo Archive. 2 people, there's 3 of us. 2 run away. No one's talking. And then they both die. I leave. I'm like, whatever, man. Second one, very similar. And then the one guy starts yelling at the other one because he's not following. And then they both start arguing with each other. And one says a slur multiple times. So I left.
Perfect.
And I'm like, damn, that is very unfortunate. I can't, that's not the game's fault. But I was like, man, if you were waiting for this mode and this was your experience, I don't know if you'd ever pick this game back up. So that really sucked. After that, though, the next day, I think I've got 4 runs in since X-filled every time, got through all but one vault once with a crew that just pulled me forward. It's really cool. The mode's really awesome. It is very straightforward. It honestly is kind of easy when you're aware of what's going on. Enemies are Marathon can be hard, right? If you don't have the gear, you don't have the shields, you don't have the stuff, it can be hard and you can go down quickly. That's still there, but the stakes of having an enemy squad jump you at any point are gone. They're not there. It's just you and your trio in Cryo alone. You're able just to go through and do stuff, and it works really well. It's not the deepest progression. It doesn't provide a lot of reason to play the mode endlessly, right? It really is just to play the mode. It's essentially just a roguelite mode. You go in, you get specific type of data when you complete the vault, you exfil with that. and then you're able to use that resource to buy upgrades either to power yourself up on your runs. So you start your runs with a blue shield or a green shield, blue shield, backpack, different tiers, weapons, different tiers. You're able to upgrade that just like a roguelite. And then you're able to use those resources to buy stuff that you can take into the real game. So gold shield, purple shield, gold shield, better weapons, and such. It's just a test of PvE stuff, but I think it's a good step in the right direction, right? I think what they know from Destiny is shown here in how to like just have a 3-person balance thing go. They know how to do that, and it's cool. I think it's a good step, but I'm still waiting for what season 3. They say that's going to be their full PvE mode. What is that going to be? Because I'm going to need story. I'm going to need mission stuff. Like Marathon needs Destiny Strikes, I think. If you're going to move into the PvE realm, I think that's what it needs to be. It's probably going to be more horde mode. Like, right, you're going to have to stay on a point and just have things come at you, and then you'll be able to unlock a chest. I hope it's more dynamic and more mission based, like a Destiny Strike where you're going through things. I don't need new maps. Take us to the same locations. That's fine. But, it can't just be this. But this is really cool. If Marathon becomes just a bunch of different modes like this, where there's a roguelite mode, there's the extraction shooter mode, there's the strike mode, essentially, like, all right, we'll see. I don't know how fast and quick they'll be able to do good changes and good additions to the game with the crew they have, but we'll see. So far, feeling good.
It's so interesting hearing your experience so far with it, because mine, I've probably done 8 to 9 runs so far, and every single one of them has been your first 2 experiences. Like, it has not been a growth out of that to where I was coming into this. And well, I appreciate like the idea of Vault Breaker, getting you used to that map, getting you used to the different play style of that, because it is so incredibly different than Dire, than Perimeter. To me, I still think it needs more of telling you what to do, because that first one you do, I don't know what it looks like after, if you load in with a different mission, whatever, but it's just place 5 batteries into vault panel 1 or something, and that's all it gives you. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know where vault panel 1 is on my map. It's not telling me where to go. And I had one, I'm like, oh, we're doing it, because I found a machine you could put batteries in, and we filled it out, and it was a different machine entirely that you didn't need to put batteries in. I didn't have a canister for some shit. I'm like, oh, well, that just wasted all this gathering time for something that wasn't part of the mission, but I had no idea it was part of the mission. Like, and that just the multiple games doing the same thing. Not that, but trying to find where this thing is, trying to find what this Vault 01 is, trying to find batteries, and people running off and doing their own thing. And yeah, it's just it has not been a good experience on my end.
Yeah, I think it's smart that it still requires you to learn the map. It doesn't hold your hand just like the regular one does. I think that's smart in a way, but they still need to teach people. Like, I get it's the end game map, and I get how you get to where they got with that, but it's always been Bungie's issue to a degree, is the onboarding, the teaching. They just kind of struggle with that, and I think your example, you haven't done cryo a lot, you haven't exfilled from cryo, so you don't know. And yeah, definitely needs more. The mode, it's not perfect. Like, that's can't argue those stuff, but interesting.
Do you think?
I also it's like the community around it too. Like, the moment you get like a bad squad or just one person who's like super deep into the game and knows they can like survive on their own, and they just go. Like, one run I had people do, this guy did the vaults on his own. He did 2 on his own, and it was like, all right, cool. Like, I don't even know what we're doing. And that's awesome, but yeah, you don't learn that way. So again, a Destiny Strike style thing where it's go to this thing, stop here, look for batteries. Oh, these enemies drop batteries. Now go put them in the thing. Okay, now you can move on. Like, curated stuff, it's going to help it a little more, but that's also not what Marathon is.
Do you think there's any downside to getting? I'm trying to think of, like, because for me, when I look at Vault Breaker, and it is this map that you will be playing on usually. It's an end game map, like you said, for end game gear, and you're doing it and learning it in a way that doesn't have that PvP aspect, do you think that changes anything for new players coming in? Where they're so used to, oh, it's just bots, and they're not playing with that strategic side of things of be listening for footprints, be listening for other teams, be ready for XYZ scenario of what other actual players look like. And they're changing their play style almost in a way to fit this new, essentially single player mode.
Yeah. No, I think if you were only playing this, you're playing a different game. I think if you're only playing the full extraction mode, you are up on the game because you know, what to listen for. You know what those cues are. You know where spawns are and such. So I don't think this is going to get people to get into the extraction mode. This mode purely teaches you how to do cryo. And I think the issue they were hitting was people would load in the cryo, not know what to do, get swamped by gold shields, and then never do cryo. So if you can go into cryo knowing what you're doing, at least, hey, maybe you're not going to get swamped. So like that solves that. But yeah, I don't think this isn't the full PvE mode, you know? Like it's just a small little addition that, again, I just don't, it doesn't really serve a big purpose other than a test beyond that. Because when you really start thinking about what it does, it's like, huh. Yeah, because get people used to doing cryo without enemy squad coming on you, like freezing, jumping on you, like it's like, what do you do? You know? Yeah, interesting. I'm intrigued to see what this does long term and what they're going to learn. I'm intrigued to see the next. It just came out this week, 22nd, 21st. So we got one. I think it's to the fourth. The fourth. Let me see. Not a long test. Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh yeah,
August 4th.
August 4th. Yeah, it's just they're in a spot where they just have to respond and not, or they're just reacting as instead of like they just can't get ahead of it right now. So until then, it's just like, all right, we'll see.
With this out now, though, in season 3 coming out in September, what does season 3 need to have now? Because they're experimenting with PvE, they're experimenting with all these things. They did the changes with
we need story updates. I'll let you finish. Sorry.
Yeah, it's changed like iconography of pickups and your, what are they called? Your head, body, and feet implants. Like change those.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a lot of reactionary stuff. Now season 3 being a month, a little over a month out. Where do they go? What do they need?
Yeah, I mean they're leaning fully into the PvE stuff, so it's just going to be how they implement that and how it advances the game and the story and the world forward. Because right now, I think it just feels like in game everything's stuck, but also we know out in the studio, like everything's stuck. Like we just don't know where this game is going to be next year. I don't know. Will it have a full campaign that you can play solo? It may be. Like, maybe. I don't know. It's all over the place. So it needs to just have clear communication and just a clear, like, roadmap of where we're going now. Post Destiny 2 shutting down, post layoffs. What is this game? Because I think the core community also is like, it's cool, but what is it? You're adding, if you're in the marathon, they're adding PvE mode, which is not why you're playing marathon right now. And if you're not playing marathon right now, they're adding a mode that you don't know if it's going to work. So I don't know, man. They need to just win people back and prove that this is going to be something to put time into. For me, it's story, missions, stuff like that. Contracts need to change and be updated. By the third season, you hope they update contracts. It would suck if by season 3, I've played all the season. I'm still doing the same type of contract. No, there has to be a system of refreshing that. You has to know, hey, you played these before. We're not going to give you those ones, or we're going to upgrade. I don't know, man. This is probably a dumb game to even make.
With season 3, what we know right now from one of their older dev updates, season 3 will be introducing, as usual, a new runner shell, new weapons and equipment. and a revamp of Perimeter, adding major new areas, encounters, and gameplay. Which I hope is like an actual change and not just a separate Perimeter map like they did with Dire. Like, Dire March Knight's cool, but I'm like, why does it need to be its own thing?
Yeah, no, that one sounds like we're probably getting like a landing ship coming in and changing the map. You know, there'll be a whole new item. There's a lot of open space in Perimeter that you can just plop something down big and change it. So it's what they need. You know, I'm thinking like when Idol arrived on Nessus and Destiny and you got Battlegrounds and that totally changed Nessus. Like that's what it needs to have. That's what needs to happen. You need to have like, whoa, this is totally different what I remember. What about the people who didn't play season 1? Well, suck a pickle.
Should have been here. Nerds.
It's just going to be like theme parks where you're like, oh, this was an addition to the land you bought after the fact. It's just like a weird addition to the corner. Perimeter's just going to keep getting bigger. Weird chunks added to it.
Well, it's not like you're fundamentally missing out on anything like coming in later. Like, oh, a building will be different or a spot will be changed. Like, you're not. It's not like a must-see content or unlockable shit you're missing out on when these changes happen.
For a game like this, that's kind of the point. You know, like, oh yeah, the map was nothing, but after years of doing this, they added all this stuff in response. Like, that's cool. That's like part of the game lore, but I don't know if they'll ever get there. Yeah, we'll hop into this mode at least once or twice, but I honestly don't really care that much about it. I'm waiting till end of season when it was really nice, because man, end of season 1 was so nice. People were so fun. They were just like, let's just go do stuff together. They were just giving me loot. So I'm gonna get back. I want to get there and then just grind out last couple contracts and such.
I don't want one good extract. Like in an actual cryo game, I've yet to even see what that looks like or any like.
We can do it. That's when I got my 2 cryo last season. Right at the end, people were just hanging out.
See, my right at the end was just getting sniped across the map on Perimeter and Dire because everyone's.
Yeah, but you also leave people.
That doesn't change me getting sniped and JFK from the grassy knoll. Like me walking away doesn't change that.
The game knows. You know if JFK was in Destiny?
I did know that actually.
Bill Clinton's in Marathon.
What?
Yeah.
Huh. Do you still have relations with that woman?
Marathon Lewinsky. That sounds like I'm saying she was like putting on a marathon, you know? We're gonna get out of this segment.
Get out of the segment to the second half of Marathokopia. Pokemon Pokopia. 4 months after launch. I have finally rolled credits. I have not even bothered to look at my hours because I just leave that game on nonstop because it needs it. But it's done. It's finished. It's in my backlog. It's done. It's on my backlog for completed games this year. And oh crap. 1 second. I'm pausing the show. Pausing the show. Movement. Marathon or Pokopia will finish off next week because I have an actual emergency I need to go into work on. Actually not next week. Kyle, you'll be gone. You'll be doing Destiny 2 with United We Nerd.
Yeah, 12 p.m. Pacific time on their time or on their channel. Talking Destiny 2.
Yeah, catch that out. United We Nerd. Destiny 2 wrap up where Bungie is as a studio. More Marathon talk probably because that fits in there. Whatever. But we'll be back after that week because I'll be at SummerSlam next weekend. Until then, happy gaming. Be good to each other. Stay safe. Bye. Weird ending to this one. I apologize, but work is wild.
Work is work.
Work is work.